Wacha hata na njia map yangu hapa juu ipotea. Na F5 ionyeshani. Hii ni kazi ya Fullmetal. Unadhani ni kitu ya nani wewe? Ya Oji. Oji ndio anatengenezanga. Oji wewe unadhani wapi alipeleka? Mali uliuza gari kwa wapi? Hapa ni pale mahali ndio tunatokea sisi hapo. Na kale kama mto pale. Wewe bana endesha gari. Sasa huyu nani? Huyu nani bana? Sasa kama unasimamia gari kwa mlima. Sasa kei. Sasa kwani nani anaye? Usiniambie huyo Fullmetal naye ana tofauti. Ana tofauti nani? Ng'ombe ndizo hizi ng'ombe. Sasa kuna mtu anakuuliza hii tab ni ya pesa ngapi? Sasa wanategemeaje Oji? Ati Oji anawaambia moto. Mbona wamemuona jana hao? Yule bali ya jambo last time. Aliniambia hivi, hapo ndio kwanza leo nilikuwa hapo. Akaniambia tukirudi. Ya tukirudi. Tukirudi, usiku. Mbona msemi hizi ni zile ukiupa kono ukiwa na speed unaweza kuingia. Mbona mniambii? mbaya. Tarira, wacha niweke hasa. Leo skani haikuwa mbali leo. Nikiwaambia mnunue gari za maana. Sasa ona umefika ukapata jamaa ameweka via jingoa. Lakini wacha upate saa yake ameingia hapo. Lazima umuone. Hataki kuongeza mataya. Lazima ningekuweka. Oje aliniambia usipa yangu ni adili. Najua sasa kuna maji na Volvo. There is something in common to share. Lazima ningekuingiza. Wewe huku nyuma mmeweka jam. Sake ikona imekuida. Sake. Sake kona imekuwa shida. Ama shida ni nani hapo mbele? Achia hao nafasi hapo wapite. Sasa ni nani tutaingilia sasa? Huyu ameenda. Skani iliniambia niko huku chini mbaya. Hapa ni pale mahali Sage alikuwa ameingia. Shida si mimi, kama nakukimbia ningependa sana kukimbia. Shida ni barabara. Huyu ndio anaitwa Fullmetal. Huyo ndio Fullmetal. Ai? Mimi nimeenda wapi? Unajua nimesikia kitu imegonga. Nashangaa rada. Acha nipige U-turn yangu hapa sasa. nataka uone venye gari inateremshwa. Tumia 7 uone taya mahali na kanyanga. Umekuona bila wasiwasi. Okay, vuka sana. Oh, sake ameenda. Ah. Wewe tuko na oje hapa. Oje, mbona hapa kanipanga hapa kamepotea? Come up. F5 ileti nimeshindana. Ah. Oh, yeah. Enyewe huko hata mtu afanye nini, lazima tu mguu mmoja itakuwa iko kwa barabara vizuri. Ngini zangu ziko sawa. Sasa oje hapa tungekuwa tuko na oje, piga picha bana. Chomoa drone. Oje, chomoa drone. Chomoa drone upige picha bana. Ah, sawa sawa. Utachukulia picha hii saidi ya kando, utapiga na kando. Oh, utasonga mbele kidogo basi. Wewe songa, mimi hakuna mahali nisimove, ndio hiyo allowance yacho. Hiyo unaona kichwa. Handbrake, gari isije ikaamua kurudi reverse. Oje. Oje. hiyo kamera unatoanga na nasema utoe drone. Oje, umenyambia mtu anafinyanga nini ya kamera? Oje, mtu anatutomaje hiyo nini? Sake hapo mbele ni babaya. Sake hapa kuna kamu. Oje. Na kuna kisanamu niliona hapa. Lazima tukipige picha kwanza. Kuna kisanamu kinakuanga pale ukishavuka nini? Kinakuwa chini. Siezi hivi ni Kadere, ni nini uko na wasiwasi? Wewe ingia. Ingia kufanya nini?
That write these reports that really are aligned to those type of to get them the minimum amount of strength and going. Why not things that take form of, let's say, hard labour for them?
Well,
put them on the railways as they used to do. Make them suffer. That's what they need to have.
Well, it's a discussion that we should go into another time, and we have in the past as well. David, thank you. Appreciate your call. John in Christchurch, afternoon.
The problem following up on the previous call we have is the lack of police presence on our street, what they would be. And it seems that the police culture from the senior management has changed totally over the last few years.
But John, even if you didn't have a bobby on every street corner in the capital, you'd still have to be careful about holding him over.
Absolutely. People should be very aware of that on the street. But the lack of police presence gives the signal to these hooligans, the thieves on the street, that they're not going to get caught. They know they're not going to get caught. There's nobody around. It's just, as shoplifting was saying, it's just lawless. The government is to step in and say to police superintendents, they must change their priorities, and they need to deprioritise. The time we know that they are spending a fair amount of resource on.
Nikikaa mbele yako inaweza bidi umetelepoti. Acha tu nikae hapa nyuma. Nipambane na vitu zangu peke yangu.
It's just shocking.
Well, I think
Bana, si ati kutelepoti hivyo naweza fanya mambo huko mbele.
The same point. John, thank you. I appreciate your call.
Mali niko siwezi toka.
Not to use unless absolutely necessary is the only way. Walking along, reading texts and WhatsApp and playing games has to stop. It makes most people unaware of anything that is going on around them anyway. So be safe and not sorry, says sensible there. Thank you for all calls, texts, and questions and discussion. I'll be back with you tomorrow for midday again for more. Recently, the show can listen back and catch up on the and the brand new LBC app. You can step today all the latest news and the news in the order that you want. Pause on Rewind Live Radio. Listen to a range of podcasts as well. Coming on 6 on LBC, Natasha Devon. But first is Vanessa Fowler.
Thank you, Ali. At 5, Secretary David Lammy told LBC he suffers from imposter syndrome. Have you ever felt the same? It's a race club background. At 4, medics working through the resident doctors' strike say patients are guaranteed to suffer cancer appointments and treatment delays despite promises of business as usual. You still support the junior doctors. But first, President Trump has warned Europe better get its act together on immigration. He said you've got to stop this horrible invasion that's happening. Immigration is killing Europe. Is it right? Do you think immigration is killing this country? 0345 6060 973. This is LBC.
On your radio, on the LBC app, and
Play LBC.
leading Britain's conversation. This is LBC.
From Global's newsroom, 3 o'clock. Hundreds of protesters have gathered in Aberdeen to listen to speeches in opposition to Donald Trump's visit to Scotland. Eleanor
Donald Trump anasemekana amevisit Scotland.
We're not talking about completely breaking off with relations, especially when a figure like Donald Trump holds so much power. We need to know
Wanaendelea
what
kusikiza
Donald
hapa.
Trump is not a reliable ally, and so there is space for collaboration with other leaders, other world leaders, to demand action from Donald Trump, not just abuse him.
The US president spoke with locals today in his first full day of a 5-day private trip. He also put airdrops of aid into Gaza. Keir Starmer has spoken with French and German leaders today. They're supporting evacuation plans to help children in need of medical assistance. The move comes after more than 200 MPs wrote a letter to the Prime Minister urging him to recognise a Palestinian state. Law issued reports.
In a video message posted on X, Keir Starmer set out his stance on whether he would recognise a Palestinian state.
It must be part of
Maskini gani? Hey,
the result.
hebu tumia kamera 9 uonyeshe gari venye ni mnyama. Maskini gani?
Palestinians and Israel.
It's a desperately needed step, he says, but it can't happen just yet.
Next, nearly 2 in every 5 mobile phones stolen in Europe are taken in the UK. Data from an insurance firm reveals most of the thefts are in London. Tim Gallagher, who specialises in organised crime, told LBC mobile phone theft is an international industry.
Money, particularly here, and when you get to where the Europe's intelligence and the switching from drugs, which has been the main commodity, and there's a sea change going on, something
Wewe vinya gari, vinya mafuta huku chini unaanza kusema makosa imefanyika. Vinya gari.
Win in Melbourne earned them an unbeatable 2-0 lead. LBC weather, showers should ease, leaving a mostly dry night, some fog patches, a mixture of sunshine and showers with a high of 21 degrees.
Nilikwambia Volvo ina nguvu. Volvo ina nguvu. Ndio hii amesimamisha gari kwa
LBC from Global, leading Britain's conversation with Vanessa Feltz.
Lovely LB listener, a very warm welcome to you, a very good afternoon to you. How are you? I trust the weekend is done. Having a
Kwambia utafute gari na kwa maji kwa mlima yetu panapima kidogo kama
latest assertion, immigration is killing Europe. Just touching that trip.
Kenya ni mnyama. Imefanya nini? tena gari. Bana unaharibu bana. Hii kitu yako isongi imesimama.
Immigration, said the president, is
Sina nguvu nini na yangu inamuvu.
so I'm asking this afternoon to share the president's perspective on this. Do you see the arrival of migrants on Britain's shores
Shida ni huyu jamaa
as,
songi. Amesimamisha gari hapa mbele.
do you agree that the influx of migrants is killing
Nikimwambia nunue gari alienda kununua Volvo. What is Volvo hapa?
If I say to you, are migrants killing
Ndio hii
Europe?
mlima inashinda.
And your answer is yes. In what way? Can you explain to me?
Yangu naweka handbrake kwa mlima na natoa inapanda. Wacha nikupigie tuone hapo. Ndio hapo sipini gari.
Do you think he's using inflammatory and hateful rhetoric to disengage refugees and asylum seekers? Maybe think he's showing compassion and understanding the complexities.
Suli unasikia Fullmetal akicomplain. Gari yangu inasonga. Yako ilisimama mpaka hadi nikapiga gari brake na ashi kwenda.
Dangerous and divisive rhetoric centered on xenophobia and racism.
Fullmetal unasemaje? Watu wamebeba magari. Huge. Fullmetal uko sawa?
Smash the gangs. Gangs never had it easier.
Huyu jamaa anamwambia aendeshe gari, anaanza kupeleka gari kwa kumi na kwama.
And it's clear.
Acha hata nitoe hivi kwanza.
Stopping the boats.
Kidogo.
Ventures don't want him to. The country cannot go on like this. General asked the Justice Secretary Shabana Mahmood individuals have been
Hizo milima unasema lete zikiwa mbili mbili.
She replied, do not have this thing to hand. I'm sure there are many he doesn't have a clue.
Anajishia viwazo wako sana. Ati la visi na skania yake ipandi milima. Ipandi milima gani?
I'm not sure that any of this
Nasikumwana nani?
feels any of this
Fullmetal hapa kuna kona.
migration is under control or being satisfactorily dealt with. But I'm also not sure that you believe, as President Trump appears, that immigration is killing Europe. Maybe you do. Perhaps you feel that your neighbourhood is already unrecognisable. Do you feel as if the essence is under threat? Is killing immigration?
Fullmetal haka ndio anasema sana. Angalia venye yangu inapanda. Angalia. Sema. Haka ndio anasema.
So I wonder what your take is on the president's extremely, let's say, vivid, say,
Nani amekwama? Bwana, unaambia kuwa skani imekwama. Makosa.
kind of a speech used to incite hatred and what do you think?
Unashangaa ni mbaya. Wewe unanyaribia. You are the best machine you can get in this game, eh? You either purchase a Benz, a Scania V8 na Bugatti runway. Hakuna tofauti. Sema ndio huyo.
Nobody has entered our country, not one person. Is that true? Is that poetic license?
Gari gani?
Figures for the US,
Gari
they
gani?
really are very low. I mean, they have virtually stopped.
Tulia, unataka kutoka ukienda wapi?
What have they done that works then, and could we do the same, and should we do the same? What is it?
Well, I think what they've done is
Sasa unataka
first of all,
kupitia wapi hapo
they've
sasa?
enforced the law and they've actually
Unataka
stopped people
kuniharibia
crossing
gari?
the
Piga
border physically as well through barriers, physical barriers. I just don't think in our democracy there's the political will to do anything like this. I mean, the Australians did this many years ago in turning the boats around. It was called Operation Sovereign Borders in 2012. And they made a great effort to prevent illegal migration. But they were castigated internationally, you know, United Nations elsewhere, but they had the political will to resist changing their philosophy. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that's, I think, a simple fact.
So then, says that, you know, it's clear Starmer is incapable of stopping votes, and he's not wanting to. Do you think that's true? Isn't that just exactly what you just said?
Sasa mbona unaonyesha viewers wenye how efficient the driver of Scania is driving? Tumefanya kuondokea mradipo kubwa mbele. Kama nyuma nisumbua bure, nisumbua. Wengine ukiovertake unauliza mbele kukwaje. Utaingia hivyo parallel nayo hapo unakuteka.
Of the book Patriot. Sundar, thank you for joining me. I can see his face smiling from the screen in the studio. Tell me about what the President Trump said is killing Europe, and you've got to look to basically saving yourselves from this, as he said, global invasion. What do you think of that?
Of high immigration. Is it too high? How do you get control? Who do you want? Who do you not want? So that is a reason to have. The other one is to talk about killing war. You won't have war anymore. It's fundamental. It's international suicide.
lots of people came from Eastern Europe. And do you remember that the officials had done some calculation about the bus ticket? And I was presenting a photo through it. And they sounded like genuine people who were just going about their business. And they would say that the whole nature and essence of the place they lived in all their lives in this country had changed. Suddenly, there were an overwhelming number of people who didn't speak their language. Suddenly, there were a lot of shops selling food that they didn't recognise. Suddenly, you couldn't get an English paper, but you could get a paper that was in an Eastern European language they couldn't decipher. On the bus, the atmosphere was different. Just everything about their life they felt change. And every area that they called home, they felt it change. And I wonder what you think about that. I wonder whether that's what President Trump is saying when he says killing.
No, I think when he says killing, he's talking about more, and I think he's never appeased that boundary. I'm trying to make a distinction between what I think is the mainstream argument that people can make, that the numbers are too high, that when the pace of change is too fast, it can put pressure on services, that it can feel too fast, you don't know if people are going to integrate or not. And these are reasonable points to make, as opposed to these people in danger to this kind of argument. I think a really good test. Could it sound fair to someone whose parents were a migrant and was a migrant themselves, who've been there all along as one side? Because the people like me, my parents are migrants from India many years ago. I could say yes, we need to handle it as well. Things, but I can't. Sure, Muslim or Asian people in it. The question is, what is the right pace and what is the right policy to make migration work fairly and to make integration work? The ones that are about national suicide, Enoch Powell said this 50 years ago. My dad actually said Enoch should have got but Enoch Powell wasn't just saying my dad has to go. He was saying there'll be a natural national suicide if somebody
I'm a qualified driver.
Getting the numbers down is different from the existential argument that it's natural suicide.
And you don't feel that there might be some communities who are less keen to integrate, and some, although they live in this country, hatred and hostility towards it, don't like the very spirit of it, although taking shelter here and enjoying the economic opportunities are growing deadly hatred that legitimately fear.
I make a distinction between saying let's clear expectations on pay your taxes, and we'll see if people do that. If people say applying that to Nigerians or Muslims or
sasa. Kula pesa, kuwekea pesa sahihi.
again.
Fullmetal, you are a good friend, Fullmetal.
If you go round, stop it to the supermarket.
Mbona hapa mbele unajua kuna nini huwezi sema?
Yes.
Mebonda, why not?
In 3 of the places that are picking up.
And just explain, can you describe when you say it's threatening its private, so they're illegal against
Fullmetal, why are you doing that? Fullmetal, kwani umeenda wapi? Mbona umedisconnect? Ah.
But have you been aware of this in it?
Yeah, vehicle malfunction. Hii ndio baya scan. Imagine iko 25%. Wewe oje kuja pole pole. Oje kuna kimawe hapa mbele kuja pole pole. Ndio kwa barabara hiyo kimawe. Mama wewe naweza hakuna yenye iko almost, mbona unamdanganya? Haiwezi hata yeye karibia. Wewe kuja pole pole, hapa kuna gari imekuja.
We've got a whole news team here looking at every bit of technology to see if we can see any evidence for 40 times more, and we can't. Where did you get that figure from?
LBC.
I wonder which show that was. We don't think so. We don't think we're responsible.
Umeingiza gari wapi sasa? Si nimekwambia hapa kuna kagari kamefunga njia.
Thank you very much indeed for ringing. Rather an interesting call there from a gentleman who did give these people his work as employment, but
haya kuja kuembele yangu basi. Na gari jiko karibu kwanza hata mimi nasikia kuenda gari.
I think that it's sort of purposefully distrustful to try and blame all the problems that we've got on immigrants, because it's like people, like you got the politicians and these telling you the reason why groceries are more expensive, the reason why you can't buy a house is because some Indian guy moved in down the road, or the cashier at the shop had a bit of an accent. But that's not the
I don't know. Is anyone saying that anymore? That sounds very 1970s to me. I don't think anyone is really saying it like that Sue says, hello, Vanessa. There is no way anyone can deny what Donald Trump has said about immigration destroying Europe. Soft they all want to come to. Immigration. There is
Wanasema ona skani ameninapanda karibu nitoka kwa barabara kuna gari inakaa maskani inalemewa na mlima. Unaona vile inapanda mlima.
Rest easy.
Where?
Breakfast subject to availability. T's and C's apply.
Who's a good human? Jenny is, because Jenny will always do what's best for Bertie, her bestie. So if Bertie needs to go back to what we're going to do, even if it is 3 a.m. and it's raining cable, that's why she keeps the water box in Bertie's hands. Fresh and served straight from the fridge and completely delivered. It's all the suits you want. Hey Jenny. Ready to jump back since I've got hands. Go to BertieHarris.com to register 10% of your first off with code GOODHUMAN.
Panda mlima, panda mlima. Ngoja hapa mbele kule. Discovered. Where? Mimi nasikia kuteleport nipeleke gari garage. Hizi ni kufikisha mzigo, sina namba bagi 49 km.
Alan was joining us from Trump Tilbury. Hello, Alan. Thanks for joining me.
Not a problem at all. Delighted to be on. Delighted to be at Trump.
Wacha niende garage. Kisha gari hapa. Nimesimama hapa mbele.
Hearing about it and hearing about it. We don't really know what it's like there. What is it like?
Toka kwa barabara.
Tell me when you, sorry to interrupt you, Brent, but when you say the replacement theory, just in case people aren't au fait with it, what would you say the replacement theory is?
This is the far right propaganda that you see perpetually saying that you're coming from and that was what you're seeing this these patriotic alternatives putting flyers around. You've been outbred, you're
Rudisha gari nyuma kidogo, nataka kupita hapo nikiwa kwa kijiko kijiko. Nenda kwa salamu ni kijiko. Sasa hii imegonga nini hapo? Imegonga nini? Steam yenyewe, steam ya vapor. Kuna channel hapo. Pia kwa channel.
And many of them, some of them are not. Some of them are changing the tone and the mood and the atmosphere of a place that's always been home to them. And some of them think these people, it's not their fault they're not able to work. That's not their fault.
Oh, ile kitu ndio hii. Wewe, kuja pole pole, kuja pole pole. Jamaa kamera unipigie hiyo kitu kwanza.
And they say they feel genuinely threatened.
Piga hiyo kitu hapo katikati.
Imechorwa hapo. People who are living there and say they're not happy.
I live
Piga picha, chomoa kamera upige hiyo. Na kuna kagari hapa mbele, wewe piga picha device. track. Ni adventure. Adventure lazima tufurahie bana. Ndio mwe kamera kidogo. Wewe kuna kamawe hapo kutoka. Wewe kuna kamawe. Alafu huko hakuna njia, imekupangia. Wewe, hey, hapo kuna kidogo mzima. Kijia moyo kitu asikimbie. Wallahi kimbia. Ya kuwa na nini na nimekusho. Ukanyambia wewe nikande. Ukanyambia hivyo wewe, ya kusho na nyambia wewe tere. Sibia kabisa.
And if it is a problem of scale, what do you think should be done to curb, curtail, delay?
I mean, nilishapita. Siwezi rudi nyuma. Unataka nirudi nikanikie wapi? Ndani wapi?
Climate change, and then people pulled into a country because of its language, its perception. So we need to tackle that at both ends, rather than just this idea of deterrent against migration. As a person who's migrated myself, they beings find a way, don't they? Migration is in part of our human nature since we left the West
Fullmetal hapa. kuja mtindo wewe. Wewe, wapi ndo television? Ai, huko mimi naenda kumwambia huko. Where is this place? Nilikwambia uniache nikae nyuma yako, ukakataa. Kaa nyuma yangu, shabiki yangu. Wewe kuna kona hapa mbele.
Support you every step of the way. Kitchen design service through to a professional installation. Plus, with our spend and save offer, 50% off kitchen units. Book a free design appointment and feel as proud as a peacock.
Nataka uoneshe kiwatu wako venyewe kwa nini. Tuangalie. Sawa, step hapa ni nani? Unaona mbele kuna sharp corner. Slow. Oje hapa ni sharp corner. Siwezi kimbia. Kiaje. Kuna mawe kwa barabara polepole. Na kuna miti kwa barabara, kuna miti kwa barabara. Kuna mti imeanguka hapa.
So when you got home,
quite emotional, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself today, I mean, my area it hasn't changed. Obviously, I've seen big changes, especially in the last few years. And it just hurt my feelings. This area that I live in might actually it's spreading out so rapidly. I don't know what choice I'll be left to do with that happens, because it's not.
Metro about yako.
And people I know who feel exactly the same, unfortunately.
So the phrase white flight that we're all familiar with, you understand it, you relate to it, and it might be something that you yourself would do, even though you're half Italian, you might do. Because you would feel that you stand out and seem a bit partial.
It's everything.
But you know, but on the subject of the rubbish, though, that's not, is it the fault of the community that lives in where's the council?
I don't know, but suddenly it never happened. It used to be
This is what I tried to describe to the beginning of the programme. That war call is very similar to the sorts of calls I got a large influx of people from Eastern Europe. When people phoned and said very much.
Sasa ora jamaa Volvo hapa hii ni nini nasukua Volvo? Fullmetal utaniambia. Hakuna kitu imagine.
Desperately unfamiliar. They felt in the minority. They felt overwhelmed. They felt the spirit.
Imagine hakuna kitu jamaa.
Disappeared all of a sudden. Very sunk at that point. And you're saying something very similar. It's been gradual and sudden. I'm not sure. Is it?
Scania. Kita Scania mzuri. nimewadanganya, waambie vizuri 2500.
In pursuit of salary hikes worth up to £20,000, Western doctors began the movement yesterday. Most treatment saying that patients are set to experience untold misery as their hospital know. The strike could cost 250,000 NHS employees to be absorbed. It may cost the NHS £87 million.
Hayo huko tumeteremka milima. Hai milima huko.
Sympathetic to the junior doctors and resident doctors, but I think this strike is one step too far. Both
jamaa ajua mbele. Sasa sikia anasema reverse. Rudi nyuma nikuonyeshe. Jamaa ndio ajibu na mai. Jamaa ameshinda hapa anatusumbua badala tumetua kidogo. Kupitieni hivyo venye nimepita mtakuja kupitia vizuri sana. Jamani huyo amepiga reasonable. Pesa hii. Songa, na kuweka mzigo. Songa, oje. Kijana wenyu ni huyu anachapa good work. Mwingine amechapa reasonable. Reasonable na ako na kelele huko. Excellent gani na niko kwa live yako naona. Reasonable. Reasonable.